Hello viewers, I'm 1216 Hurricane and this is the first edition, July 15, 2014, of what is going to be this channel's local Austin short-term forecast, basically detailing weather conditions in the Austin area over the next few days. What you're looking at right now is base reflectivity from the radar site in San Marcos, which is south of Austin, showing the progression of storms, albeit slowly, from the north to south, and producing pretty heavy rainfall over these areas since they're pretty slow moving. And as you can see in the last few frames of the loop, there is a severe thunderstorm warning which has been issued for northwestern Travis County, southwestern Williamson County, and central and eastern Burnett counties. And as a result, winds in this particular storm are expected to exceed 60 miles per hour, and the storm is also exhibiting quarter-size hail. So these things factor into the severe thunderstorm warning which has been issued for this area. As you can see in the text right here, they have determined that, yes, this is determining winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and quarter-size hail. And as you can see, it's moving pretty slowly towards the south at 10 miles per hour. So along with these slow-moving storms comes a lot of torrential rainfall over localized areas. The particular severe storm was producing upwards of 2 inches per hour in a pretty small area of western Williamson County. However, some of the storms towards the northwest, which have been pretty much stationary for the past few hours, they're producing almost up to 4 inches of rain actually in local areas, so this all has the potential for flash flooding. As you can see from this pretty much broad outlook of conditions over the Texas and southern United States, there's a lot of storms towards the west of Austin, not many as much as here. Winds are mostly calm or pretty variable, but mostly calm or nil. And temperatures did reach the 90s earlier today, even with the cloud cover, but things are expected to cool later in the week, and nothing like the hundreds that we saw yesterday. Temperatures elsewhere are sometimes a bit cooler because outflow boundaries have moved through these areas, and this rain cold air has cooled temperatures down a bit, but this is mostly in western and northern areas of Texas and not necessarily Austin yet. And as you can see, a lot of these storms are associated with a cold front, which is expected to move into the area. And although, again, winds are calm, they are expected to be mostly from the north and northwest as this front moves through. And here's more atmospheric conditions from the Austin area today. As you can see, there's a lot of moisture convergence where these storms are concerned, and a lot of moisture to work with. As you can see, there is a maxima in precipitable water over the Austin area. As you can see, there's a 2.1 here. And here's that severe thunderstorm warning today, again. And there is also a short-term forecast and hazardous weather outlook out right now, basically both detailing the possibility for isolated storms producing 40 miles per hour winds and locally heavy rainfall rates. Here's the 5-day planner issued from the National Weather Service office in San Antonio, showing that there is expected to be potentially elevated risk for severe weather on Thursday and Friday, mostly scattered and isolated. And associated with these are gusty winds, hail, and 1 to 2 inch downpours possible, kind of like what we saw today, but more en masse. And as you can see in the temperatures below, temperatures are expected to decrease from the hundreds and 90s they were earlier in the week to low 90s and mid 70s. Here's a more detailed forecast from the Austin area, showing that on Thursday night, we're expected to see the greatest chance for rain, 50%, and a low of 77 on that day. The low temperature is expected to remain about the same, even with the front moving through, but high temperatures are expected to decrease from the mid 90s to the lower 90s. Here's a graphic cast detailing the possibility for locally heavy rainfall producing flash flooding in the Austin area, north of San Antonio. Again, 1 to 2 inches of rain possible in short periods of time in localized areas may produce these hazardous flood conditions. Again, turn around, don't drown. Here's the precipitation forecast for the Austin area, and this is pretty general. As you can see, there's only 1/100th of an inch contours in the Austin area, even though the NWS office is predicting locally heavy rainfalls of up to 2 inches. But there is a general trend from south to north, showing that more northern areas will see greater risk of rainfall and flooding. Finally, these are the categorical outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center detailing the chances for severe weather in areas of the United States. So today there isn't really that much, just a little elevated risk for thunderstorm activity, but on Friday, there is that slight risk of severe weather in northern Texas, again reflecting the outlook for precipitation seen here. And this elevated risk for severe thunderstorms in northern Texas comes from the fact that there's a lot of daytime heating and instability expected in this area, producing possibly severe storms. Now, this area doesn't cover Austin necessarily, but it is pretty close, and one should expect the risk for isolated thunderstorms around Austin on Thursday and Friday. Conditions should clear up after that for a nice weekend. That's all for this forecast. See you next time.